Live. Welcome in, everyone. We're here for a very big day of severe weather. We have a huge tornado and severe weather outbreak ongoing here across Dixie Alley and the Deep South. As you can see, we have several tornado warned storms. We're going to be covering all of this right here. All right, you can see we're going to start out on this storm just south of Summit and Macomb. This is in Louisiana here, this is in Mississippi, south of Martin. We do have some very strong rotation going on right here. Alright, so if anyone's in Stella, Holmesville, Bridges, Bartow, Cornerly, Jennings, Martin, or Pitts, make sure you are getting to shelter immediately, as that is very strong and tight rotation. Alright, so I'm going to pull up Stream Chat if anyone has any questions about their location. What's up, Mr. Twister? What's up, Weston? How's it going, everyone? Alright, I'm going to edit the stream title just because I do want to make sure that this is going to get out to as many people as possible. So, if you know anyone in the way of these storms, let them know. Make sure that they know what's going on. Let me pull up Epic Pen here so I can draw on your screen. And we'll get right into things. So obviously this has been a pretty well forecasted day. Obviously it started out with a slight risk on day 3 and day 2, and then finally today, this morning, it did get upgraded to an enhanced risk, level 3 out of 5, with a 10% match tornado threat. So this is going to be one of those bigger days. Ryan Holiday, Max Velocity, everyone is live right now, and so we're going to be here right along with them. Alright, so we got another storm right here near Colgreen and Reba and Wilson. That is starting to rotate a little bit here. You can see we have storm chasers Corey Gherkin and Brandon Kopic, I believe, out on the storm. Alright, so we're seeing more rotation kind of approach Colgreen, so we play this back. I believe this might have been the storm that, near Beaumont. Okay, look how tight this rotation did get. I believe we actually did see a confirmed tornado. I'm not sure if it was this cell, but this has been going on for a long time. You can see this has been rotating from the start. I mean, right around when it got past Highway 49, this really started to explode in rotation. Now it's starting to kind of taper off a little bit. Alright, and then finally we have one more cell that is tornado warning up here near McGee and Mize here. This is kind of part of a little QLCS, or kind of, cluster of thunderstorms or line, if you want to say. This is producing damage and wind gusts. I would say, just due to the linear threat with this, I think that we could definitely see some isolated, stronger damage and wind gusts. But you can see there's a lot of wind that's kind of trying to get fed into the storm. So if we do see any inflow notch kind of open up here, there's a chance we could see spin up tornadoes. I think that's what we need to worry about, and I'll draw out an area. All right, but I'll give you guys my kind of idea of who needs to be aware. So I think if you're anywhere in this area over the next hour or so, you need to, keep an eye on this line, because I think this line can end up producing spin-up tornadoes down the line. Alright, so another thing to look at is you do have a pretty good warm sector right now. If we take a look, these are your temperatures right in the 70s, so pretty tropical weather. Look at that dew point, 71 degree dew point here. Alright, look at Meridian, 63 temperatures, not bad, but 60 degree dew point. So we have a pretty moist, warm sector to deal with here. So a lot of these storms are really going to have a lot to kind of, help them fire. So I'm going to check for any correlation coefficient drop here. I believe that's contamination. Alright, so nothing on the ground as of right now. We do not have any confirmed tornado warnings, but obviously we'll be right here for whenever that does actually happen, which we've seen a lot today. We actually did see a strong rope. Next question is, how much snow will you see next week? Honestly, next week it's pretty far out to predict snowfall for you. Alright, but I think with the pattern we have, I think it's definitely favorable for some areas further south to see snow. But for now, we're going to talk about severe weather. Storms are just not getting tall enough. We can actually take a look. I mean, we've seen a couple tornadoes today. I wouldn't completely agree, that if you were saying like, these storms are kind of underperforming, I wouldn't completely agree with you, because we have seen some pretty decent tornadoes here. So I believe we can look at echo tops, and if we look at 3D, which, here we go. Yeah, so, okay, I see what you're talking about here. These storms aren't exactly the tallest, alright? But basically what you're looking for is you want tall updrafts here, so, I mean, you have some pretty decent updrafts here, but really, I mean, these are definitely not the tallest of thunderstorms, so, you know, I see what you mean there, alright, but these storms are still managing to produce. So we still have what seems to be sort of a hook echo developing near Martin. This is a pretty discrete cell that just now is starting to get going, so this is one of those cells that I think down the line will be a tornado producer, just because this is on kind of the front end of where all the action is, and by the way, we still have a ton of cells that are just now starting to pop up here, so I really do think that this whole area is definitely going to have the possibility for tornadic activity, so from Hattiesburg all the way up towards Laurel and down I-59, I think we're going to have the threat for seeing tornadoes later today. I think anywhere north of there, we will definitely see some embedded spin-up tornadoes, but mostly this is going to be more of a damaging wind bag. I do think, though, we do have a 30% risk for damaging wind gusts, which is very, very significant, which is also driving the enhanced risk, so I think that's going to be a very, very big problem and very significant later tonight. What's up, Levi? How's it going? Maxi Stream said, I'm sure National Weather Service is about to press the button. Literally 5 seconds later, they issued the warning. That's crazy. Yeah, I would watch this McComb storm here. I can like, you know, argue that EF3 plus is possible today, but honestly, I'd say EF2 plus only because today, I don't know. I guess I can agree with you, but you know, definitely strong tornadoes are possible today. We also have flash flood warning for this entire area because you can see this is 3 rounds of storms. You have your first batch with your prefrontal discrete cells. Alright, then you've got your cells that have kind of, congealed into a line, which will likely end up producing more spin-up tornadoes later on. And then you have your main line back here, which is probably going to be just producing heavy rain, lightning, and also some very strong damaging winds. And this threat will continue into tonight. I will say, anything left out in this area, this is the area where we'll actually put on the SBC so you guys can get an idea of what we're looking at. We usually don't do this, but just for the sake of forecasting this event, or nowcasting, I guess you could say. So let's see. Alright, so here's day 1. Alright, you can see we have an enhanced risk. Look how much farther these storms have to go in the enhanced risk. The enhanced risk goes well into Alabama. This stretches all the way from Mississippi all down to right on the Alabama-Georgia line here. So if you have all of this area for these storms to grow, I mean, you really have no idea what could happen in this in that circle. So if you get any cells, which we do have, that are popping up right here, if they continue to track into this region with the amount of, you know, Cape and kinematics we have, there's going to be a significant chance for strong tornadoes. And I'm talking about, you know, EF2 plus, if I want to say like PDS. I mean, PDS kind of really depends on the situation, but you get the idea here. So today is definitely going to be a very significant day, and I think that it's not stopping. We're not even close to the peak activity, but it's already been an extremely active day. But yeah, everyone make sure that you hit the like button and share the stream. If you know anybody out here, if you got friends, family, whatever, if you know anyone out here, just make sure that you are send them this link of the stream and make sure that they're, you know, hopping on. So yeah, okay, there seems to be what could be an inflow notch near Mount Olive. We'll check that on velocities. Okay, so the tornado warning is expired. This looks to me like a very strong pocket of damaging winds. If you're in Mize or Raleigh, this is a lot of lightning activity as well. So that's a strong area of damaging wind. And then down here towards Mount Olive, wherever, if that is a hook echo, then we'll have to watch out for that, because that obviously could be a sign of inflow. Yeah, Alright, here we go. So, actually, there is some pretty decent rotation starting to develop here. Look at that. Right there in that couplet, that's going to be tracking to the north and east. So, down the line, Sosa. Obviously, you guys, if we have any, I mean, I doubt we have anyone watching from Sosa, but, I don't know if you guys remember, but on the Easter outbreak, Easter Sunday of 2020, they were hit by a high-end EF4, which was just crazy. I recommend watching Pico's Hank. He did an excellent job documenting that storm. So, you know, make sure you are definitely getting indoors and away from windows in general, because, you know, even without the tornadic potential with that, you still have the extremely strong damaging windows, and I would not be surprised at all if we saw an upgrade to considerable. So, alright, they did just condense the warning, no upgrade at this point in time. So still could have rotation. It's hard to tell if it's strong, but there is definitely some rotation near Dynan. So make sure you are getting indoors and away from windows. Obviously underground, still a tornado warning effect. So no problem, Weston. Glad you made it. So yeah, earlier we did actually have, I believe, Corey Gherkin did get a pretty nice view of a very, very low lowering. I think that did eventually touch down. Okay, yeah, this is starting to become more of a situation here. I think that rotation is really starting to pick up south of Mount Olive, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Especially usually on the very southern end of these lines is where we see this, where we tend to see tornadoes spin up, and that's just a common thing with these kind of events, just from experience and also being in the weather community. And so I don't know, that might have went through a merger, and I think that's starting to, yeah. Let's see here. Because you can see behind it, there was, so yeah, this had a pretty nice hook echo near Silver Creek. And then, really it'd help if we had the double screen, which hasn't been working recently. Oh, there we go. Hey. Finally. Alright. Let's take a look at this. So, we're just going to look at if this thing had a merger or not. Okay, so, north of Friendship, south of Mount Olive. That's where we have the current area of rotation. Okay, so, let's take this all the way back to where this was. Yeah, so right here. So, this was... Okay, this was when it really was close to producing. I think it did produce right here. This was extremely strong rotation or white sand. Look at that hook echo though. This had plenty of inflow, and then it kind of merged with this. Okay, merged with the McGee part of the line here. So that's kind of completely part of the line at this point. So yeah, that's what we got at the moment. So the structure itself looks pretty messy, but there is definitely some inflow here. So, and if this does drop spawn a tornado, it's definitely going to be rain wrapped, which is never a good thing to have. All right. Yeah, I don't see anything too crazy other than that. We could actually have some rotation. There's Society Hill. Let's see. Alright, that's actually just a cell that's starting to just now pop up, so, I mean, let's see here. There's so many of these. I mean, look at that. They are just coming out of nowhere, it looks like. So, yeah, that's going to continue to track to the north and east. So, once that gets through Bassfield, that's going to go all the way up towards Interstate 59 and Laurel, Ellisville. Okay, so down the line, this could be a tornado producer because it's discrete. It's got enough room to start rotating around these storms, if that makes sense. Alright, so it looks like Corey Gherkin and Brendan Kopic are bailing on this storm out here near Chatham because this is no longer tornado warned, which it's really starting to lose steam. So if I were them, which I obviously know they're doing that, but if I were them, I would just blast north here and try and get out in front up into, like, eastern Mississippi and western Alabama, and I'd get ready to intercept these cells, because these are going to pop off tornado warnings all day, or all night, really. Because, obviously, I think the sun is already set in this area, so. Alright. Keep in mind, radar coverage isn't the greatest out here, so it's not going to be too good. But hopefully, as we kind of trade off radar sites, it'll work out here. But I mean, this storm here near Demopolis, I mean, it's impossible to see because it's just all completely away from the radar site. So yeah, if you're just not tuning in, we are covering our major severe weather and tornado outbreak here across Dixie Alley. We've seen multiple strong tornadoes today, so still expecting more. Let me just share the stream to the group chat, and we will slap that in the Discord server, which if you want to go check that out. If any mods are still in chat, if you want to put the link to the Discord server in chat, that'd be much appreciated. Yeah, so it looks like we did actually have a pretty strong tornado with CC dropping everything, so. Alright. Yeah, we still got rotation south of Arbo and Bakley Creek. Alright, the next scan kind of just killed it, so that area of rotation kind of failed. And now I'm watching something near Bay Springs, and this is a much more populated area, so, if you're in this area, just make sure that you are monitoring the storm, monitoring the weather. Because that is starting to kind of put on what looks like an inflow notch, and this segment up here near Lowen, okay, there could be some extremely broad rotation, but the reason why I'm concerned about this part of the line is because, look at that notch there. Basically what we see is, this little curvature. Alright, this is indicative of inflow, so you're gonna get inflow winds feeding all of that Gulf of Mexico moisture into the storm, and that's going to help it grow, and that's going to help it start to rotate, and so that's why it's a concerning storm. Okay, so at this point we only have one tornado warning, and wow, that's not good. Look at the structure on that thing. Yeah, oh wow, okay, so that's also really starting to ramp up with that rotation. We need to keep our eyes on that. Okay, no tornado on the ground now. This is kind of far away from the radar site, so it's not great. Yeah, this is very far away from the radar site. What am I talking about? Hold up. It's doing that thing, yeah. It's doing the thing again where it, like, you can't see the radar site. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so, a tornado is very possible near, Sartonville. If you're south of there, you need to get to shelter, because that is a classic, hook echo, and that is a classic supercell, just the whole structure of it, very impressive there, and, that velocity couple, I mean, we're decently far away from the radar site, but we're measuring, was that 92 against, like, I mean, that's 92 against, like, 20 here. So, that's 100 gauge here, so. That's not good. Okay, this is a storm near Bassville that we were talking about earlier. About possible rotation starting up, and it's still going now. It's starting out pretty weak, but it is still going. And by the way, we've also rotation on the where are we? I believe this is the Jackson, Mississippi radar sites. So both radar sites showing rotation on our storm that's currently tornado warned. Bassfield starting to see rotation there. That can definitely get stronger. It's pretty weak at the moment, but we will definitely have to continue to watch that as that kind of continues to put on more of a stronger look. Wow, 75-degree dew point. My gosh, man. That is incredible. Alright, let's make sure we have dew points up and not temperatures. Let's see, how can we do that? I always forget because I never really change it. There we go. Alright, dew point. There we go. Yeah, so look at that, 76-degree dew point. Or, 70-degree dew point. So yeah, you can see the farther north, obviously the less the dew points are, so that's just where we're not going to see as much tornadic activity. Okay, still trying to see inflow, kind of break the line here and start up some rotation. So that's what we're seeing here, and wherever we get that, that's going to continue to track this way. So there's a lot of moving parts, but there is something starting to try to get going near Bay Springs, so we'll watch that, not, very loosely. It's not something that's urgent, but it's definitely something to keep our eyes on over time, because that could obviously develop. This is still looking extremely concerning near Startonville, but it's so hard to determine if this is on the ground because it is so far away from the radar site, and also it's kind of hard to tell also how strong this is. It looks strong because it's so far away from the radar site, so you're looking up pretty high in the atmosphere. What you really want to look at is, what's closer to the ground, because ground circulation obviously is a tornado, so that's what we talk about with that. Yeah, so this line is continuing to strengthen here with a lot of lightning activity. I mean, look at that. That's a lot. But, yeah, we're going to continue to, really keep our eyes on this, because, obviously, any area, rotation could definitely start to, spin up in a very short amount of time, so. But yeah, make sure you are, sharing the stream. So we actually turn on, tornado reports here. So, let's see. There's power outages. This should be reports. Nope. 1 second. There we go. Alright. Let's do 6 hours. Find that. Alright, so, yeah. So, here's our first tornado report. We had a tornado near Columbia, Mississippi. Alright, Lakeview subdivision has damage and trees down. A couple homes in the area as well as businesses received damage. Alright, so that was likely a stronger, more higher end tornado there. So that's just kind of giving us an example of what we could see later on today. I believe that's the only tornado report on Radar Omega as of right now, but we definitely had more than one. We had a couple spin-ups, but that was the only really significant one. Look at all these cells trying to pop up here in southern Louisiana. I mean, if these continue to move north, these are going to do some damage out there in Alabama. So all of this is heading your way. If you're in the southeast, you're more than likely being affected by this, because obviously this is a huge area being affected by the storm. So, alright, let's turn off this. Yep, there we go. Look at that. There's that couplet. The inflow has officially made its way into the line. So the northern part of the line developing rotation. So if you're in Montrose or Lowen, you got rotation starting to develop here. So make sure you're being extra weather aware, extra careful. Starting to see that kick up. So if you're just now tuning in, we are covering our major severe weather outbreak live here on YouTube free of charge. So make sure you're sharing the stream, hitting the like button, and subscribing to the channel. Not for me to get views, for me to be able to get this out to as many people as possible, and for the people that need it, most importantly. Pretty ominous skies out here with a 71-degree dew point. It's just still crazy. We're seeing this in February. If we saw this in spring, I wouldn't be as surprised, but the fact that we're seeing this in early February is kind of mind-boggling. And, by the way, if you haven't heard the news, we have another severe weather outbreak that we're watching for Saturday. We can turn that on here in just a second. Let me pull this up here. So, yeah. Here's our day 4 outlook. You can see we have already an enhanced risk for severe weather. This is the same exact area. This is not today's outlook. This is for Saturday. We have a 30% chance on the Storm Prediction Center of seeing severe thunderstorms in this region. Most likely going to be a damaging wind event, also tornadoes, and large hail. So I will have to say, unfortunately, I will not be able to cover this event. I am going to the National Storm Chaser Summit, which will be held in Overland Park. I will be there all weekend, so I will obviously not have time to stream. We'll be all very busy. I am deeply apologize for the inconvenience. Obviously, if we were home, I would be here all day. I mean, ready to do whatever we need to do. But it's unfortunately looking like it's going to be one of the bigger days we've seen all year. And obviously, I'm not going to be able to stream. But those big channels like Ryan Hallgill, Max Velocity, there will still be the big names out there. So I highly encourage you to go out and watch even some lower end channels just to show them some support, because obviously we're not going to be here. So just give them some support, and obviously use it. I said obviously twice, but obviously use it for the information, because this is definitely going to be a day we're going to need to watch closely. So that's the latest on Saturday. So if you have any questions, obviously leave them down in the chat. I'll be able to answer them. Alright, yeah, that's what we got. So yeah, hit the like button. Alright, so this tornado expires in 11 minutes, so actually put my AirPod in and see what Davis is talking about, because if he has an area of rotation we need to watch out for, obviously. Look at that. So there's still that rotation near White Bluff. Look how close that is to our strong tornado near Columbia. not that far away. So White Bluff, you got rotation. So if I were them, I'd cancel this tornado warning and just reissue another one. But I think it's safe to say that it's not the end of the world if they don't, because it's still very hard to tell how strong that rotation actually is. So, yeah. Rotation, there's still rotation on the Jackson, Mississippi radar, near White Bluff. But I will say that things have definitely kind of downtrended over the next couple, or the last couple hours. We're gonna stay live only because I do want to stay live for as much as possible, because I will have to go later on. Timing, I'm afraid, is going to worsen over the next couple hours. But I mean, look at this. There's like 3 different areas of rotation along this line. That's what we're talking about. Right here, very weak. A little bit stronger than your Bay Springs and Taylorsville. So there's still a lot to watch out for, even though we don't have any active tornado warnings in that area. Still rotation near Batchfield. That cell, we're going to watch that for a while. So if you're on Highway 84, you're up next. So that will continue to kind of try to take on the Hook Echo and move north. What's up, Peachy? What's up, the Weather Warrior? Make sure you're hitting the like button. Thank you for joining the stream. Yes, the sun is setting now. In this area. Could have some small minor rotation starting to spin up here near Mount Olive. So that's gonna be kind of going up through here, so near Mize. We'll have to watch out for that, just because it is taking on a little bit of a hook echo, so there's potential for that to develop. So yeah. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I'm just going to share the stream to my X account. That's only gonna take like 5 seconds, so I'm just going to switch this to the be right back scene. Alright. Alright, we're back, y'all. So yeah, we'll still watch the Bassfield storm. We'll still watch our storm, which no longer actually does have a tornado warning. So we have no tornado warnings in effect. The only thing that we have right now is this one severe warning. So right now we have a pretty calm environment. I guess I shouldn't say environment, but kind of just, in general, what we have now as far as activity goes, it's been pretty quiet. But I do think this will likely change over the next hour or two. I think within the next hour, we're already going to see more tornado warnings pop up, especially up near Laurel, Waynesboro, even maybe Hattiesburg again. Any storms that fill in this region are going to have the chance to produce tornadoes equally as high as those storms that produce tornadoes back here near Brookhaven and Columbia, Mississippi here. And obviously we have prefrontal discrete cells, which also, like I said earlier, are going to have the potential to produce tornadoes anywhere in this circled area. So y'all need to be extra weather aware tonight. Make sure you have an easy way to get tornado warnings, weather alerts on your phone. Make sure you go to bed with your phone at full volume, because you don't want to miss that alert if you put under a tornado warning. If you have a weather radio, make sure that's on, and those are basically tornado sirens right in your bedroom. So if you do get put under a tornado warning, it goes off and you just get down to shelter, and you'll be fine. So really all you gotta do in this situation, but the thing is that not everyone does it, and it's kind of, some people may think that that's kind of hard to believe, but it's true. And that's the only reason why we have tornado-related deaths, is because it's either, people filming or just, people not getting to shelter early enough. In the most rare cases, usually in EF4s, EF5s, when the entire home is basically lifted and carried away, that's when you have deaths that just, it's impossible to survive those situations. And obviously those barely happen, because less than 2% of tornadoes are EF4 plus, so. So yeah, anywhere really south of this line, you have dew points in the 60s and 70s. So, really, I think that this area needs to watch for possible tornadoes over the next couple of hours, and you can see our storm chaser, they're right smack dab in the middle of that. So, and if I were to specify, completely which areas I think are going to see tornado warnings, if I zoom in a little bit, really it's this general area of western Mississippi or Alabama, and that's a lot, that's very specific, so it's obviously not going to be completely correct, but yeah, but make sure you are hitting the subscribe button, because we do this every day. We have severe weather. We're here whenever we can be, and I haven't had dinner yet. That's only because I'm doing this coverage for you guys, so yeah. Not sure if Davis is still alive, but I know he's ended off his live stream, but he did a excellent job today covering all of these strong tornadoes we had, so. And this is what I'm talking about. We still have these mini blips, what we call mini supercells. You see these thunder showers that are just now starting to produce lightning? Okay, these are all continuing to travel into and towards the region of high parameters, meaning, high Cape values and shear. And these are all going to explode in kind of size and just strengthen everything, and these are going to start rotating. So, and we have a very moist and unstable environment out in that region, so that's why we need to be very concerned. And we do have a enhanced risk for severe weather out in that area, so we could actually take a look at the Storm Prediction Center, and I'll show you guys what we're talking about. So yeah, So, we look at our meso discussions, and because we do have one in effect. So, the primary tornado threat near the surface warm front, strong tornado possible. That's the exact same area highlighted, and I was talking about this area favoring, strong tornadoes. It's literally the exact same. So, and they did say a strong tornado is possible. If you look, this is a new feature they have. The max probable peak intensity score, which is basically where they just, they kind of estimate how strong the, highest intensity of a tornado would be in this specific situation here. So, hail size will likely not be too big of a problem, but hail up to 1.25 inches in diameter is possible according to the Storm Prediction Center. 65 to 80 mile per hour winds are expected, possible today within that line. And then obviously your tornado peak intensity is 120 to 150 miles per hour. So, it's getting closer to, it's about EF3 strength. So, that's definitely going to, definitely should kind of ring those alarm bells for some people. Because obviously it's a pretty concerning, I'm blanking. Pretty concerning, mesoscale discussion. So, yeah. But, should favor potential for a strong tornado. Anywhere, east of the, east of the warm front, inside the warm sector. What's up, GEM, the EIS guy, 2024, you're in the enhanced risk. Wow. So yeah, stay safe out there. If you could specify where you are in the enhanced risk, I'll let you know what you could expect later today. But obviously, anywhere in the enhanced risk, you just need to be extra weather aware, because that's obviously the area with the highest potential for seeing significant tornadoes, large hail, and damping winds. So, I've been live here for 40 minutes. Does not feel like it at all. Feels like we've only been live here for like two minutes. We did have some pretty significant flash flooding out here in Louisiana and eastern Mississippi, south of Jackson. It's only because our storm mode has consisted of multiple rounds and lines of cells and, linear lines. So, we've just seen this area just get absolutely dumped on over the past couple of days. Or past couple of hours, I should say. Still could have some very weak rotation developing here near Bay Springs, south of there. It's a pretty horrible circle, but you get the idea. So, just watch out for that. Otherwise, I don't see too much activity at the moment, but we'll continue to watch. So it looks like Corey Gerken and Brandon Kopp are actually going to ride with this storm and basically take it all the way up into, farther up into the enhanced risk, so they can eventually also get in front of the approaching supercells. Unless they're going to go on Highway 45. Which they might. So. Sorry about that. So yeah, we'll still continue to watch this, but for now things are very calm at the moment. So if anybody has any questions about the location in chat, feel free to let me know. So it's a very localized warm sector. So you can actually see, back here into like Texas. This is where approaching cold front is. All this cold air is diving south. Look at these dew points here along this cold front. They're in the 30s, the 20s, and 40s. So very unfavorable dew points there. But look at our warm sector. This is our warm sector here. You have dew points surging into the 70s and the 60s. I mean, it is probably so moist out there. I mean, you're probably sweating all day. I mean, it's tropical like out here. I mean, it's just insane because it's February. I mean, this is not supposed to happen until like, late March, early April. So seeing this kind of stuff this early it's definitely it's wild stuff, to say the least. So the storm near Chatham continues to rotate and continues to produce lightning out there. So near Fitty, Barlow, Yarbo, make sure you are saying where they're where. Looks like there's a lot of dense forest and trees out here, so it's going to be hard to get a visual of that if we do see a tornado drop. But for now, this is unwarned. No tornado on the ground, obviously, but we'll still continue to watch it. And I think that this is still a pretty concerning storm. Probably, honestly, our most concerning couple as of right now, because everything, there we go, we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning for that. But everything back here is really calming down. So we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning. That's for the storm we just talked about. Alright, this is for penny-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as the tornado possible tag. So it's going out for Coffeyville, St. Stephens, Millery. Make sure you are staying, getting indoors and away from windows. Obviously, tornado possible tag means that we do have a little area of rotation to watch, and that later on the storm could definitely end up producing a tornado. So down the line. And there we go. We did just get a new tornado warning. This is not for that storm. This is actually for the couplet we pointed out a little bit earlier. Yeah, this is our Bassfield couplet, actually. Or no, it's not. This is the one before it near Macomb. Alright, we just get a new tornado warning for, this is for Bassfield, this is for Carson, Seminary, Collins, and for Taylorsville. So make sure you're getting indoors and away from windows. I'm not sure. I think it's for this couple, but this is honestly not looking too crazy to me. Really, the more concerning couple is up here near Collins. Alright, that's a new tornado warning. So I don't know why the sounds aren't working. Let's see. This is just a test. This is not an actual tornado. Alright, so that's working. Hopefully. And then I'll do the tornado warning. I don't know why it's doing that. Sometimes it glitches. So, yeah. Alright, Davis just texted me that we have an unwarned tornado, which I believe, I don't know if he's talking about, I think it's this one in Alabama. Yeah, right here. So, let's see. Yeah, that might be a CC drop. Let's see here. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. I'm not sure if that is a tornado on the ground or not. So we get rid of these circles. But according to Davis, we have a tornado on the ground near Barlow. So get to shelter. If you're in Frankville, Bigby, Calenton, Bashy, Ellsville, Yarbo, these areas need to be taking shelter because this is a very strong area of rotation, which, I mean, there could be a tornado on the ground. So yeah, we're gonna do the split screen for this. They need to warn this now. I don't know why this isn't warned yet. I mean, even if there's no tornado on the ground, this still needs a warning for just, you know, the rotation. Let's get the correlation coefficient up here. There we go. Alright, so we have a possible tornado in progress near Barlow and Yarbo. Wow, okay, that is getting actually very strong. So this is a storm we pointed out that has rotation just a couple moments ago. Look at that. That is, okay, that lines up perfectly with the CC. So there's a tornado on the ground, and so far it looks to be very weak. But look at that, that's 101 against, you know, against like 15 here. So that's 116 gauge here. So we have a possible strengthening tornado developing near Yarbo, Alabama. I don't know if I said Mississippi earlier, but this is going out for St. Stephen's and Frankville. I mean, Bigby, these areas, Bigby especially. This is going up right for you guys. So, tornado on the ground. And I'm afraid that correlation coefficient is definitely going to get a little bit larger, because that, yeah, that's big. Wow, so we have a photo from Davis of the tornado in Columbia, Mississippi. It's an X-post. But it looks to be a stovepipe or a rope, so likely a strong tornado. So yeah, we have a possible tornado in progress near Yarbo, crossing Highway 17. Look at that velocity couplet. So the correlation coefficient, the CC drop is gone, or it's still there, but we either just had a very brief tornado or it's very weak. But this is usually, you know, a sign of some debris fallout rather than a tornado in progress. So it's kind of hard to tell. But I mean, it is just, it's so hard to believe with just the couple we have. I mean, look at that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is strong rotation. That's still 100 against 10. It's still 110 gauge here. I mean, look at that. And by the way, this is for a huge area. This is really, really tight, but also like kind of large rotation, if you want to put it that way. So it's a large area. I'm sure the lowering on this is pretty wide. But I'm not sure we have tornado on the ground. What's up, Shivani? We have a tornado on the ground, supposedly near Yarbo and Looper, in Alabama. Alright, so, right now we're kind of watching this as this unfolds. We have strong rotation right now. You can see we have gate-to-gate shear of 110 miles per hour, but if we do have a tornado on the ground, it is right here. Did just kind of develop near Barlow and, Yarbo. So, yeah, it's not good. And we play this back, you'll see what I'm talking about here. So yeah, right there is when that CC drop kind of emerged, near Fatigue as well. So yeah, it's not good. Okay, well at this point the tornado was gone, so we just had likely a brief tornado on the ground in Alabama here. So, that storm is continuing to produce very intense rotation. I don't know why they haven't warned it yet. I mean, I think it's pretty easy to see that. And then back to our Collins tornado warning. At this point, it is right over Bassfield, and that developed pretty quickly. So, we have two areas of rotation watch. There's one approaching Soso from the south here near Hebron and Shady Oak. Yeah, this does not have a tornado associated with it. This is not on the ground, but that's still very strong rotation, very tight rotation near there, so a tornado is definitely possible with that. And then, obviously, to the south of there, we have another couplet that we need to watch, which is down here near Bassfield. And this looks to be very strong and also starting to tighten up pretty good. So this is pretty concerning. I believe this is the one that was warned. Yeah, but I mean, it still looks like we have a very strong rotation near Milry. Oh my goodness. That just keeps getting stronger. I don't know how that's not on the ground. How the heck is there no correlation coefficient drop with that? That is huge. Wow. Yeah, that is very strong rotation. Alright, so things are starting to pick up. And there we go. We finally did get a tornado warning. It is not observed. This is radar indicated, but they have finally warned that. That's very strong rotation. I mean, you got gate-to-gate shear of at least 110 with that. Yeah. And these alert sounds are not working. But back over to our Bassfield couplet. Obviously, Bassfield was hit a couple years ago, but also a very, very strong tornado. So this area has had tornado experience, but that's a strong couplet. And then to the north, we have more rotation. Once again, up near Collins and Hebron. So you're getting indoors and away from windows, interior room of your home, or a basement, storm cellar, whatever it's going to take. Oh, what's up, Sai? A couple of strong tornadoes. We have a enhanced risk, 10% hatched. Yes, rotation is right near Bassfield right now. Yes, there was just a very brief, but could have been a strong. I don't know if it was strong. I don't know what's up with the CC, but it did not pick up on much debris. Now there was debris, but the reason why I'm kind of questioning this is because that is extremely strong rotation. So it's kind of confusing here. But if you're near Frankville or Bigby, there's some very strong rotation moving up into your area, so that's gonna be something we need to keep our eyes on. So we have no tornado on the ground, we don't need to do a split screen, but this area, hold on. Alright, this couplet here is going to continue to move to the north and east. So if you're up towards Thomasville, Fulton, Grove Hill, Coffeyville, St. Stephen's, you need to be aware. And I believe that did just get much stronger. Yeah, wow. Okay, so that escalated very quickly. We now have 116 against 10. So we have 126 mile per hour gate to gate shear. That is extreme. That is the strongest you will see a velocity couplet get without producing a tornado. I mean, there is literally nothing on the CC. So we either the CC is very behind, we have a massive tornado dropping now, or we just have a lowering that cannot produce but is extremely strong, because somewhere in here there is a very, very strong rotation going on. What's up, Davis? Yeah, that is extremely strong rotation. I appreciate for pointing that out. We did talk about this just before it got warned, when possible brief tornado, that it did have rotation. But I mean, look at that. That is really strong. And like I said, I mean, this is the strongest it gets without producing a tornado. I'm surprised there isn't a tornado on the ground. I saw it, Davis. Yes, I appreciate it. Yeah, so we did already see a brief tornado on the ground here, and it looks like it's trying to do it again, and this could be much larger, because that's a huge area of rotation, and that is extremely strong. But yeah, great coverage out there. So yeah, that was a tornado that moved through Fitty, Barlow, and Yarbo, and now we have that still extremely strong. Oh my gosh, that is two pixels here of at least 115. That's 3 pixels actually. So we have, what is that, 116 against 22. I mean, this is not 138 gauge shear. Okay, so that's really not looking good. Oh my gosh, dude. Screenshotting that. Look at that. That is crazy. Strong rotation right now. Make sure you're getting to shelter immediately if you were in Coffeeville, Bigby, Frankville, Tattlersville, Silver Cross, Solipta, Wynn, Clarksville, Simcoe, and Chilton, because you have a very dangerous situation unfolding with, once again, I really don't know what's going on, but we have no CC drop with this, which I think is shocking. But like I said, that's the strongest they get without producing a tornado at the moment. We did have a brief tornado earlier, but just the fact that we still don't have one on the ground as of right now, I think is just crazy. So we have now 2 tornado warnings in effect. Okay, so back over to our Collins and Bassfield storm. Rotation in Bassfield is starting to pick up, starting to really start to kind of strengthen there. That's crazy. So Sosa is now being impacted by this very tight couple here, obviously. So was hit by a strong Year 4 in the April Sunday 2020 outbreak, and we have another area of rotation down near Bassfield, which is also hit by a tornado. So that's pretty wild. Yes, sir. I'm meeting Davis on Saturday, which I'm so excited for that. It's going to be incredible, but unfortunately, we'll not be able to cover our events on Saturday because it will be at the National Storm Chaser Summit. But if you're just now tuning in, we have very strong rotation with a possible imminent tornado near Frankville and Bigby. This did just briefly produce a weak tornado, which is now lifted, but that's still a gate-to-gate shear of about 114. So if I said I should bring my laptop to Summit so we can stream coverage for the outbreak. In fact, actually, I am planning on doing that, so we could do that, actually. So, I don't know. There's a chance we will be able to get some coverage out. Obviously, it's going to be one of those higher-end days. We are expecting an enhanced plus risk day, so level 3 out of 5 plus. But, I mean, it's just too significant to miss. So, if we do have any free time, we will try our absolute hardest to get some sort of coverage out for you guys. And we can do that with the boys. Alright, so the storm itself was actually upgraded to $half size hail. Still a radar indicated tornado warning, but they did just condense that, so still not on the ground. National Weather Service has not confirmed it yet, but there it is, man. That's a strong storm. Alright, radar coverage will get better as this moves towards the Montgomery radar site, so yeah, I have a laptop, and that's what I'm streaming on now, so if I can bring this to Summit, the boys will be able to stream together, which will be very fun. Okay, so rotation is ever so slightly starting to decrease. Obviously, it got very concerning with the, 116 scan there, or like pixel, but for now, somehow, we still, at the moment, do not have a tornado on the ground, so yeah, it's still pretty good rotation there. Still, gate to gate shear of just over 100 miles per hour. So we'll have to watch that very closely. Make sure you like the stream, share the stream, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get this stream out to as many people as possible. This is not for the likes, not for the views. All of this is just trying to make sure we can get this out to as many people as possible being affected by the storm, so. So still some strong rotations out of the Mount Horeb. This is gonna move towards the Gansdy Cemetery and Willowtown, as well as McDonald. A lot of they're just like local areas, not really towns. If you're near that's two different areas. But if you're in Seminary, or Gansdy. I know I just butchered that town name, but make sure that you're getting a shelter anywhere in that tornado warning. And then rotation is just now starting to move out of Soso, but that's still very strong. So next scan kind of killed it, but we'll continue to watch that. We need to go back to our storm though. We did just see pixels of over 115 miles per hour, which I think is still wild. Once again, $half size hail falling with that. So still very strong rotation near Frankville. So if we go back to our mesoscale discussion, you can see this is the exact area it's moving into. You can see the max probable peak intensity is 120 to 150 mile per hour winds, which is likely around an EF3 tornado. So, definitely kind of gets closer to that criteria, and also notice that the max wind threat is 80 miles per hour, so that does show you that this eventually this QLCS, or line of thunderstorms, which is already kind of starting to congeal here, this will, as this continues to sweep off to the east, that will gain strength and eventually start to produce 70, maybe even 80 mile per hour wind gusts. So a lot going on with this event. All hazards on the table. I'd say a large hail is the least highest threat. I think tornadoes and damaging winds are equally as intense. Okay, wow. So I think that's a bunch of contamination. But yeah, I think that's contamination. Correct me if I'm wrong in chat. Alright, see you, Davis. Thank you for tuning in. So yeah, this tornado warning expires in 31 minutes, so we're gonna have to stay alive for a little longer, actually. We've easily been live here for over an hour. Yep. Like Corey Gherkin and Brandon Kopic are going up towards the storm, trying to get a good view of it. A little bit too far south to see it completely because it is dark out, but I'm sure you can see this lightning activity from a long way away. Yeah, so there's that next scan back. This looks a little bit more concerning because we have many pixels over 100 miles per hour, and the gate-to-gate shear on this is around 120. So once again, that's the strongest they get without producing a tornado. We did see a brief tornado earlier with this, but it got even stronger, and it's so weird. The rotation got stronger, but the tornado itself seems to have lifted. So I don't know, but we'll continue to watch for a CC drop. No tornado on the ground as of right now. I will have to eat dinner shortly, and I will have to end off the stream there. I'm not sure if dinner just came home now. And by the way, we might have a CC drop. Yeah, okay, so that's actually getting strong too. So, we have another area of strong rotation near Mount Horeb. That's 60 against, like, 30 there, so, 90 mile per hour gauge here, but the thing is that if you look, if this is the CC drop, we could have a tornado in progress. I don't think it is, but we'll have to watch. That escalated very quickly as well. So, this is the same exact cell I talked to you guys about, what was all the way down here, southwest of Bassfield. This tracked all the way up through here, and before we know it, it's already got a tornado warning on it, and it's already very close to producing a tornado. So, if you're in Seminary, I can't stress this enough, this is a very dangerous situation. We have an imminent tornado moving up towards you guys, so that area of rotation will continue to move north towards Willowtown, Oak, Bowery, Bethel, Station Creek, Shady Oak, Hebron, Pleasant Ridge, and Mount Zion. So, get shelter, but if that's 2 skins in a row, I don't know, it kind of lines up with velocities. No, it's just 1 skin. It could be just contamination, but we'll see. Appreciate that, Twister, yeah. I don't know, it's tough, because I obviously haven't eaten in a while, and I'm very hungry. But I do want to stay alive here, only because this is starting out to get a little bit more significant. Yeah, it's just that rotation is really starting to look intense. Alright, so back towards our Grove Hill storm. This is still warned for $half size hail, and holy crap. 114 again. My goodness. Yeah, that's really not good. So, that's 114 against 13. 117. Wow. Oh my gosh. 130 gauge here again. Remember, we're back up to the peak intensity of, oh, and we have a tornado on the ground. Alright, we have a tornado on the ground. This is for Tattersville. I can't even say that. This is a strong tornado. That rotation is extremely intense. I feared that this was very close to producing a tornado, and sure enough it was. Something made it do it, but we have a tornado on the ground. So, yeah, that's really not good. So, strong tornado on the ground near Tattlesville. You keep mispronouncing that, but that's going up towards Fulton, Thomasville, Grove Hill, Clarksville, Chilton. You guys are up next. So Tattlersville, it's south of you guys right now. But that's really not good, because that started out with strong rotation. It could get even stronger. So, yeah, once again, if you're just now tuning in, we have a strong tornado on the ground. I don't know. I agree with you, Twister. I could have been on the ground, but the thing is that, CC did pick up on when it was brief. I don't know. But I get your point that it could have been on the ground already. Oh, no. That is a massive CC drop. Okay, so we have an extremely dangerous tornado on the ground near Tattlersville. This is definitely starting to look a lot more intense. I won't say it's PDS. It should go PDS yet, but that is getting very strong. So, what's up, 123 Rockchild? If you're just now tuning in, we have a strong tornado near Tattlersville. If you see this dead air space here, where the colors start to light up here, on the CC, this is debris being picked up and lofted thousands of feet in the air. That is a deep CC drop. You never want to see that with a tornado. Never. And the problem with that is because this rotation has been so strong for so long, it's taking advantage of the environment. I need to make sure the group chat knows about this. That is, wow. That's really, really not good. That is very strong on the ground right now. That is a huge tornado. I haven't seen it yet, so but I'm just saying that we could have a massive tornado on the ground right here south of Coffeyville and Tattlersville. So let's pray the next game looks a little bit less concerning. But honestly, there's nothing stopping this right now. So if you're just now tuning in, we are covering live severe weather outbreak with a strong tornado on the ground. And now it is PDS. We have a particularly dangerous situation, tornado on the ground in Tattlersville. This is one for golf ball size hail, considerable damage throughout. Okay, so at 6:20 p.m. Central Standard Time, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located 4 miles southeast of Coffeyville, or 15 miles west of Grove Hill, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. This is a particularly dangerous situation. You are in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be destroyed. Considerable damage to homes, businesses, and vehicles is likely, and complete destruction is possible. To repeat, a large and extremely dangerous tornado is on the ground now. That was the right move, completely. And I don't want to look at correlation coefficient. Yeah, that's terrible. We have a huge tornado on the ground. PDS. So, if you're just now tuning in, we are covering a major severe weather and tornado outbreak. We have a potentially violent tornado on the ground south of Coffeyville, Alabama. And look at that hail. That hail's starting to get big too, but we gotta focus in on this tornado. Alright, CC and the and velocities need to update. We haven't gotten a new scan in a while. Not looking forward to the next scan. Yes, props to National Weather Service. As soon as I got on the ground, I think they got an idea of how strong this could be. And that is getting even stronger. Wow. Okay, so Tattlersville just took a hit by a huge tornado. This is about to cross Highway 84, and I don't know if that's road or Highway 21. But that's gonna go just north of Clarksville towards Chilton. Oh my gosh, man, that is huge. Again, that's your debris signature. All of that is debris being lofted. That is giant tornado, and it's PDS. So this is easily the strongest they get. And that debris signature is 4 miles wide. I mean, the tornado's not 4 miles wide. The debris signature is. So, I mean, that means the debris field is huge. That is not slowing down at all. That's still 112 against like 4. So, I mean, it doesn't even matter at this point. It's just a huge tornado. So, PDS tornado warning for Clarksville and Coffeyville and McHenry. That is a very strong tornado. Very strong. This is a very unfortunate situation. Like the stream and share it, because this environment can do terrible things, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. We have a giant tornado on the ground moving towards Chilton and Clarksville. I don't know where Davis is at, but I'm sure he needs to go live. But we're here. That's exactly what we're doing, so. That's a giant tornado. So, yeah, if anyone has any questions about their location, let me know. That's really not good. And again, I don't see anything stopping this. This is not going to slow down anytime soon. In fact, I think that this could end up being a very long track. We saw a brief tornado earlier, and then we have a correlation coefficient spike. That is just something, but that is a really deep CC drop. Still maxes out the CC with very, very strong rotation. There it is again. Next scan still 110. Alright, so the CC drop is looking a little bit more visible here. That's still almost 5 miles wide. The tornado is not 5 miles wide. The debris field is. So that's why it's so important to have these other areas in the tornado warning, like McEntry. You're not going to get hit by the main condensation funnel, but you could definitely get some debris. And if that's also the right pixel, then if you have 40 against 110, I mean, you could have 150 gate shear. So just think of how crazy that is. So, if you're just understanding, we have a PDS, particularly dangerous situation, tornado moving southeast of Coffeyville, south of Center Point, McEntry. That's crossing it's crossing Highway 84. That is really not good. Really not good. Wow. So, again, this is your debris signature. 4 to 5 miles wide, that's your debris field. This is your rotation. Gate shear of about 150, which is the high end of what the mesoscale discussion said from the Storm Prediction Center. There are buildings right in the path and where it's looking at satellite. Yeah, this is a worst case scenario because this is entering what looks to be a populated area. I mean, if we look here, yeah, there are homes. Man. There are homes, businesses, people's lives are being changed right now. This is a giant tornado, and it's only getting stronger, actually. That's still a huge CC drop. And in fact, it's starting to spread out. I'm not sure if it's lifting. I'm hoping it is. But that's now 6 miles wide. So, the debris field is increasing in size, which means also the tornado could definitely be increasing in size. And still 111 against what looks to be about 30. So, my bad, did not mean to open up that. Yes, if anybody has any updates on the tornado from Storm Chasers, from, social media, let me know, because we need to know as much as we can to really nail this one. But this is a huge tornado, easily the strongest of the day. So even though you're not getting hit by the tornado, McEntry, you're still seeing debris. And in fact, there could be backyards in McEntry where, you could probably see the tornado, but if it's night, you could wake up to debris scattered all across your yard. You could wake up to debris hitting your house. This is all debris being lofted from the tornado and carried miles away, which is just indicative of this thing being very strong. So, really we need to see, let's see, how, can we tell, I don't think we can, but if we can tell how high debris is being lofted with this, we can get a sense of how strong exactly this is. Yeah, that is, man, that is crazy. Absolutely insanity right now. So we'll get Storm Chasers on this eventually. They're blasting north on this road here, around Highway 43, trying to intercept and get in front of it. It's going to be a close call. But yeah, that next scan looks so intense on the correlation coefficient. This is very long tracking tornado. This is worst case scenario, something that can happen in a 10% hatch. Sometimes does, sometimes doesn't. In this case, we are seeing a extremely damaging tornado. Alright, Davis is live. That is huge. I mean, this thing has been on the ground for a while now at this point. You could argue that this thing is violent at this point. I mean, it's just so strong right now. Easily still gate-to-gate shear of over 100 miles per hour, 111. If you're wondering if this is weakened or strengthened, honestly, this has stayed the same its whole life. And now velocities are glitching out. So, this is not the exact winds with the tornado. The velocities are glitching out. Just the radar's being basically broken because of how strong the tornadic winds are. That's likely just the radar glitching out or contamination, because in theory, or just like logistically, there is no way that this thing went from, you know, looking like an absolute beast to going to almost nothing. So that's obviously not the tornadic winds. This is still a very violent tornado, and if it's glitching out the radar, that's actually a sign of strengthening with that too, or at least a strong tornado. Okay, so McEntry at this point is actually getting hit by the tornado. So this is starting to lift a little bit farther north. This is not lifting, it's moving north. And this is going up towards Thomasville. The debris signature is not as deep on correlation coefficient, but it is starting to spread out. And that could be a sign of it possibly lifting. But we don't want to say that too soon because it's still got some deeper spots. So there's still likely a tornado on the ground. And yeah, there's the velocities. They've just returned here. So yeah, it is moving north at this point. It's starting to take a little bit of a turn. And that does look a lot weaker, actually. So we're hoping that this is weakening, but that is still widespread debris fallout. And this, unfortunately, seems to be going on a direct path towards Thomasville, unless it's... Okay, so this likely will continue moving like this, rather than kind of, you know, west to east. So, we'll see. But we're hoping that Thomasville will be spared from this tornado, because Thomasville obviously is a much more populated area. And we will get eyes on this from the ground. So we will get a visual of whatever the shape of this is. I mean, if this is a wedge, a stovepipe, whatever it is, it's very strong. Yeah, radar confirmed tornado. So, do not have any weather spotters or chasers on this thing yet. But, storm chasers Corey Gherkin and Brennan Kopic are starting to move up towards the tornado. Might be occluding. I think it could be recycling. It could be starting to lift. I'm not sure, but if anything, it's most likely recycling, I'd say, because this is just still very, very strong. I mean, just the debris fallout is so large. I mean, that is 7 miles in diameter. That is huge. Yeah, so we'll take a look. The next velocity scan, it does stay consistent, so this is likely weakening just slightly. but we still have gate-to-gate shear of, you can't even tell because there's a lot of contamination out here, because there is actually some hail just to the north and west of the tornado, so still likely gate-to-gate shear around 100 miles per hour. That's not the exact strength of the tornado, that's just estimated winds, or tornadic winds off velocities. But, just, wow. And that is completely rain-wrapped. By the way, we still have a tornado warning for, Laurel and, Healdburg, out here in, Mississippi, I believe. I think it did just get condensed, or it might have been a new warning. I think it, yeah, it just ended flashing there. That's also very strong rotation. That's also very close to producing a tornado. So south of Soso, that's your third couplet of the day. Close call. You have another area of rotation to your south. So reports of damage from our Laurel storm. Okay, so that could be wind-related damage. Yeah, we might have a tornado on the ground with this one as well, which would not be good. Alright, so we have a possible tornado in progress near Laurel, but we have a huge tornado that is currently PDS near Thomasville, which we'd really hate to see it go that way. It's looking like it'll go north of Thomasville for now, but if that debris field expands as this thing continues to possibly lift, what we're hoping for. Shoot. Yeah, Corey Gherkin is absolutely blasting north right now. He's racing to Thomasville with this thing. This tornado is huge, and it's moving very quickly. That is almost a 10-mile wide debris signature. The tornado is not 10 miles wide, but the debris field is massive. So, if you're in Thomasville, you have to get to shelter now. I repeat, this is a strong tornado. Holy crap. That is really strong. My gosh. Have you seen it, Twister? I haven't seen it yet. Let's see, Dave's just sent a photo. Yeah, that is so concerning. That is one of the bigger CC drop, scans in general I've ever seen. Not the deepest, but just, like, the widest. And it's still very strong velocities. Keep in mind, just because it's not reading velocities of over 100 miles per hour doesn't mean it's not strong. This is still an extremely dangerous, easily PDS tornado, and it's expires in 7 minutes, so they gotta issue another tornado warning. Luckily, I don't think this is gonna go tornado emergency. Number one, because it's not gonna directly hit Thomasville for the most part, and number two, because it doesn't look too strong, or that strong for a tornado emergency. It's still very strong, yeah. Debris fall, it's gonna be terrible, yeah. Alright, see you, so thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your help. That's really not good. And still very strong rotation with possible tornado in progress near Laurel. There are reports of damage in this area. For now, we don't have a CC drop, but that's very close. So, but yeah, that is something that you don't want to see. And I am praying that this does not go to Thomasville. That's really not good at all.
Thomasville fire is reporting damage now.
Alright, so that's word from Corey Gherkin. I can't obviously pull up their stream, or that might be Brandon Kopic, but yeah, I think that's Brandon Kopic. So he's trying to get up towards Thomasville. There are reports of damage, so dude, that debris signature, oh my gosh, man. Look at that. Wow. How big is that? I don't know, I can't even see. That is a huge debris signature, guys. Make sure you like the stream and share the stream as well, because this is huge. This is a massive tornado near Thomasville. There are reports of damage in Coffeyville at the moment, right now. So if you're just now tuning in, we have a huge PDS tornado on the ground. Oh my gosh, that's getting stronger. If velocities increase, this is a chance of going tornado emergency. What's up, Mayflower Kid? I'm 13 years old. Once again, this is not lifting. I think that just it's so strong that the debris field is just massive with this. We still have a huge tornado. Yeah, I'm gonna keep Brandon Kopic up on my phone, I think, in just a minute. Once he gets a little closer to this, because I do want to see how big this thing actually is. Yeah, prayers for everyone affected. I mean, this is just so sad and to see. Very devastating tornado. Now, I'm not happy at all this is happening. I don't know who would be happy for this, but I'm happy that I was able to go live for this so that we were able to cover this, because who knows, maybe someone watching the stream is being impacted by it. That's still also very strong rotation near Laurel and south of Spring Hill in Louisiana, so yeah. Alright, so they took off the PDS tag. They issued another tornado warning for Thomasville. So Thomasville, get to shelter. You are about to get hit by a strong, potentially violent tornado. That's a huge debris signature. I don't know why they took off the PDS tag. They took it off for both warnings. So, maybe they think that it is starting to weaken. Oh my gosh, yeah, that is not weakening. That is still a huge CC drop. I mean, look at that. That is giant. That is still on the ground for sure. That is still on the ground. No doubt about it. Tornadoes are extremely difficult to see and confirm at night. Do not wait to hear or see the tornado. Take cover now. That is huge, huge, massive debris signature. Wow. It's just insane right now. Can you guess what level? I don't want to pre-rate, but if I were to guess, this was definitely EF2+. So this is a strong tornado. No doubt. Easily EF2+. That's what I'll say for this, as for now. But we'll obviously have to wait until this gets rated. But that is still an extremely strong tornado, just based off the CC drop. I mean, that is, let's see here. Yeah, that is still, like, 8 miles wide, which I think is just incredible. So, like the stream, if you want, more people to see the stream, which, by the way, that did deepen a lot. So, I'm more convinced that this is now a wedge. Just give me 1 second, everyone. Sorry about that, everyone. So like I said, I'm more convinced that this is a wedge, just because of how strong it is and also how giant that debris signature is, because it is very, very deep in a lot of these different points. So, yeah, that's really not good. Okay, so it looks like the northern part of Thomasville and like the Choctaw corner is going to be hit by the tornado. The tornado is going to cross Highway 43, but I think downtown Thomasville will be just spared barely from a direct hit. But we need to pray that everyone took the warning in this area, because that is a huge tornado. That is ginormous. It's the strongest they get. It really is. I mean, look at that. That is still very strong on correlation coefficient. Hold on, chat. Here we go. And there's another pixel of 110 plus, I believe. 104. So, still a very, very, very strong tornado. Damaging tornado on the ground near Thomasville. I think still should have the PDS tag on it, but for now, that's what we got. I don't see any signs of this, weakening. It did weaken a little bit, but it's still going strong. And keep in mind, north of Laurel, we still have very strong rotation going on here, which is also very close to Brusque tornadoes. So, no confirmed tornado on the ground with that as of right now, but for now, that is still very, very close. We need to continue to watch our Thomasville tornado. And I hate to say it, but I do have to go in a couple of minutes, which I'm just praying everything works out and this thing lifts, but I don't see any signs of that happening, because this thing is huge. Alright, I'm going to pull up Storm Chaser Corey Gherkin on my phone, and I think we can see how big this is. Yeah, that is, look how much that condensed. So, the fact that it's a much bigger area of maxed out correlation coefficient means it's still on the ground, and it's starting to do a little bit more damage. So, the damage is starting to get a little bit more condensed. Oh, wow, wait. So, I don't know if this is behind. Oh, okay. So, Corey Gherkin, or Brendan Cobb, is actually all the way up to right up against this tornado. Yeah, he is going right towards this thing. He needs to be careful. He's right next to an absolute beast of a tornado. He is getting really close to that. Holy crap. That's really not good. That's really not good. Sorry about that. Wow. Looks like we might have power flashes. Yeah, that's huge tornado. Alright, it's moving north. It's moving completely north, so it's changed direction here. So this is moving towards Clay Hill, Vineland. This just hit Choctaw Center, Choctaw Corner. Downtown Thomasville luckily did not take a direct hit by the tornado. We have massive power flashes apparently now as well. If you're in Clay Hill, you got a huge tornado coming up right towards you, right towards your area. That's really, really terrible. That's gut-wrenching. absolutely gut-wrenching. Wow. Alright, we do have a report. It's listed as a MPing report for wind damage, but it does specify 3-inch tree limbs broken, power poles broken, so that's obviously tornado damage. That came out from south of Coffeyville. And now our Laurel storm is also, I believe, starting to produce a tornado. Dave's just sent a photo of velocities starting to pick up. Look at that. That is really close. That might be producing a tornado, and we might have a tornado on the ground. In fact, I do think we have a tornado on the ground. We have 2 tornadoes on the ground, one south of Hoy and Shady Grove, and we have another one towards Thomasville. That is really not good at all. Excuse me. If you're just now tuning, we have a huge tornado on the ground near Thomasville, and it's not showing any signs of slowing down anytime soon. And it's going very fast. Yeah, definitely tornado damage, and the tornado was south of Coffeyville as well, so that's correlation there. If that's moving north towards Sandersville, that's a big CC drop, actually. Yeah, that's a big tornado. This needs to go observed. So we have a tornado on the ground now for Sandersville, and that, by the way, is now up to golf ball size hail. And Hadesburg is also under severe thunderstorm warning for quarter size hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Where's the tornado warning? Is it gone? They just dropped the tornado warning. That is really weird. I don't know why they did that. Wow. That's just insane. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why, but it might. Is it lifted? It really could be. I don't know what just happened, but I'm struggling to find it on radar. I'm either gonna use the Mobile or the radar site east of Tuscaloosa. Okay, there it is. There we go. Yeah, it's still a strong tornado. There it is. It's starting to look a little bit more messy though, and that debris signature looks a little bit less deep, so hopefully it's lifting. But unfortunately, we also have a potential tornado developing near Laurel, which we did see a CC drop of that. Yeah, that is a likely a tornado on the ground. That does line up with velocities, I believe. Look at that. We need to get an update on velocities soon. I still don't know what they're doing, why they dropped the tornado warning. I mean, even if it's not on the ground, which I seriously doubt it still deserves a tornado warning because that rotation is still so strong and very tight. So, it seems to be lifting, actually. So, rotation is still pretty strong out here near Pine Hill. But, if there's no tornado on the ground anymore, we should be good. There could definitely still be some sporadic debris fallout. I think that, this is still in progress of lifting. But the CC drop is nowhere near as big as it was earlier. And remember, we still have a tornado possibly on the ground near Laurel, Mississippi here, and Sandersville. That is also producing golf ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So, please get to shelter if you're in Sandersville. That's really not good. Alright, I'm gonna check up on stream chat again. Thank you, Mr. Twister. Alright. Well, I think I do need to go eat dinner, so I think we're going to end off the live stream here. The Thomasville tornado is lifted at the moment, I believe, so we have no tornadoes on the ground at the moment. Things are going to continue to get more and more intense. We still have a long way to go for tonight. Still have a lot of storms that are going to be rotating, a lot of storms that will produce tornadoes, so all I gotta say is just be safe out there, stay extra weather aware, have a good source for weather warnings, and stay, once again, weather aware. So, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you for coming to watch, and we'll see you guys in the next video.